What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for the Athlete Inquirer. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. We're here going into the baseball world now. We're getting away from the professional wrestling aspect of things. I just uploaded a couple of videos. I'm going into our fourth video here today. We're here talking about the Josh Hamilton trade, which is likely to go down between division rivals, the LA Angels and the Texas Rangers. Yes, Josh Hamilton is going back to the Texas Rangers, a team that gave him an opportunity since his whole drug addiction, back in the early 2000s. Josh Hamilton, made a huge impact with the Texas Rangers, winning an MVP award, going to a couple of World Series with the team. They were not successful, but needless to say, Josh Hamilton led that team, along with Los Andrews and Adrian Beltre. The Texas Rangers have since, this year was not expected to do a lot. They don't have Darvish with them. The team is just, an absolute mess. The pitching is not where it is. A lot of people expected this team to be one of the worst. It's still early in baseball. They can still always have the opportunity to turn it around, but as for Josh Hamilton, this has not been a great start to the year. Overall, not a good start to any offseason, or his offseason was not that great. Going into the season, it's still not that great right now. In February, he went into surgery on an AC joint to repair it, but while he was recovering, he got into relapse. He went into relapse, due to his drug addiction. We all expected, is he going to end up getting suspended? He is not getting suspended. He's now on the disabled list. He is now rehabbing his injury, his AC joint, hopefully to return to the team within the next couple of weeks. Now, this is a kind of, ordeal on what could be involved in play for Josh Hamilton. The LA Angels, obviously, if we go back and backtrack, back to 2012 when Josh Hamilton, who was a free agent at the time, agreed to a nice 5-year, $125 million contract with the LA Angels. I thought that was going to be a big, addition to the Angels. It's going to make that team even better. They have Albert Pujols there. They have Mike Trout there. You're going to have, you have some rising stars and guys like Cole Calhoun who can make a splash here in a few years. The team has gone through a lot of different changes. And, Josh Hamilton being that veteran guy and coming off a hot time with the Texas Rangers, going over to the LA Angels, that team was getting much better. Jared Weaver, CJ Wilson is there, so, the pitching is there. It's a very exciting time to be an LA Angel, at the time. But, as everything goes on, it was just, the career of Josh Hamilton in LA was just did not connect. Nothing was going good. He didn't make a huge impact. The LA Angels fans were not happy with him. There was just nothing, for Josh Hamilton in LA. Everything for Josh Hamilton all relies within the Texas Rangers organization. You know how big he was with that team. I want you guys to go do your research. He's done a whole lot for that Texas Rangers organization. Like I said, earlier on this video, 2 World Series, an MVP award. We all know about his home run derby back at Yankee Stadium. He was, he was the golden boy of baseball during, the late 2000s. Around 2008, 2009, 2000, and going into the 2010, the new decade. Josh Hamilton was the golden boy, but that stop in LA, it has hurt him a lot. In 2015, Josh Hamilton has been doing a big decrease in his popularity. I don't want to say he's losing fans. I'm personally a fan of Josh Hamilton. Everybody has their issues. He relapsed into a past issue. He can still overcome it. It's just you have to be strong for the guy, and I'm very strong for Josh Hamilton. I hope he does get back into the old form that he was. But the only thing is, he is an aging 34-year-old. He has a couple of years left on his nice lucrative deal with that was originally started by the LA Angels. From what I did hear is that the Texas Rangers is going to end up picking up what I think it was just this year's contract or $18 million of the remaining contract. It's not a whole lot. It's money that they can obviously pay Josh Hamilton. It's kind of chump change within the organization. I can expect the Texas Rangers to continue to build for the future. This team is still it's still relatively young. Los Andrews is there. Jurickson Profar, yes, he was one of the top prospects by Baseball America. Over the past few years. Prior to the past 2 seasons where he was he's had surgery, where he has been on the ended his season on the disabled list. So I still have a lot of belief in this Texas Rangers team can, get better. It's just that, injuries have clouded around that team, and, you have the aging Adrian Belcher who can still perform at a high level, but, how Josh Hamilton fits into the mold here, it's pretty interesting because, we don't know exactly how Josh Hamilton will be, when he makes his debut. A lot of people are expecting to be back within probably the end of the month, or not the end of the month, by mid next month, probably at the end of next month. We just do not know. It's all up to Josh Hamilton and how his rehab is going in. What my expectations are, I expect him to have a 2004 year. He's starting the season a little bit too late. You want to make a big splash. At this time, if it was Josh Hamilton a few years ago, he probably already has 7 or 8 home runs by now. I mean, he was a very talented hitter. He was a power bat hitter in your lineup. Things have changed obviously over time. He did not have a great 2014 year. Only 10 home runs, 44 RBIs. It was not good for Josh Hamilton at all. And do I expect him to go out there and make an immediate impact where I can see him hitting 25 to 26 home runs a year this season with maybe 87, 89 RBIs, which I consider that seeing as a good season? No, I think he's going to end up being a guy that's going to go into this season, 16 home runs at best, as I can see it, with about 50 or 60 RBIs, not going above 70. That's just a little bit too much for a guy who started the season, basically 2 months in. So it's very tricky to actually pinpoint, from other fans. But those are just my predictions. My predictions may be wrong, may be right. Who knows? It's all up to how Josh Hamilton, how his rehab is going. Does he need more time into rehab? It all lies up to Josh Hamilton and his health right now. So let me hear your guys' opinion about this. Josh Hamilton on his way back to the Texas Rangers. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Let me hear your guys' opinion about this. My name is Justin Gotzi for the Athlete Inquirer. Be sure you guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter, our Facebook. Everything is down below for you guys to keep interacting with us, interact with me, interact with all our other authors here on the website, here on the YouTube channel. We'll catch you guys in our next video.